Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to experiment with overdying black. So I have true black over here, and then in my leftover dye stock I'll be showing you some saffron, cayenne red, what else was in there? Vanilla cream. A lot of this is just mixtures from past dyeing sessions, and I don't label what they are. I don't know what the solutions are, how much dye is in them. I just save up whatever's left and then film it for you guys later. So of course, as always, we have to be safe. So we've got the mask and got the gloves. And disclaimer, always use a dedicated dye pot whenever you're dyeing yarn. So this is my little dye pot back there on the stove for small batches, and I've got a spoon that I always use for dyeing and measuring spoons that I always use for dyeing. Today I only had 2 skeins of Polworth DK, so I have, I think it was about maybe half full of water, and I don't measure that. I'm a lazy dyer, y'all, for real. And about a half a teaspoon, just under, of black. I'm just gonna mix that in, and then I'll be putting in the 2 skeins of yarn. And I'm gonna let that heat set for a while before I start pouring the remainder dye stock over the top of the yarn. Whenever I'm creating a tonal, I like to put the whole thing in and then use the spoon to kind of just push it into the dye and get as much as I can, let it sit for a second, and then I'll flip it over, do the same thing, just to make sure that in those first few important seconds of dyeing I'm getting a whole lot of coverage, as much as possible. So whenever I'm soaking my yarn, I have citric acid, and when I'm getting ready to dye, I put citric acid into the dye bath, and then that way the colors strike hard and fast. So that's what's going on over here. Some people like to use safety ties to tie up their yarn when they're getting ready to yarn dye. I typically use yarn scraps, and here I'm kind of trying to find them because I need to move the yarn around, and I couldn't find the darn strings because it was a dark purple and it was matching with that black yarn. Some time has gone by since the time I left and then came back to that pot, and I think I found the string there. Yeah, I did. Yay. Where's my string? If you listen closely, you can hear me singing to myself to "Where is my string? Where is my string? Can't find it. Oh my God." Alright. Where's my string? I don't know. I don't know. Where we go? Is that it? There it is. Well, I think we're going to go ahead. Now that I'm happy with the amount of dye that's left in the pot, I'm getting ready to go ahead and start pouring over. And I'm going to grab that vanilla cream and just randomly pour over the yarn and then see what happens. Which, after pouring this vanilla cream, did pretty much absolutely nothing. But I've got to use it up, so that's what happened. You'll see me go back and forth many times while I'm pouring over the dye stock, just because I'm getting more water to get rid of the little bits of dye that's left in the jar and giving it a good shake, because I want to use up every last bit of dye that there is. This is saffron spice. I think that this color was saffron, but I'm not entirely sure. It could have been a mix of saffron and something else, but it looks like it was predominantly saffron. Whoops. This is super milky. I have no idea what's in here. I'm gonna guess. Maybe saffron and cayenne? Maybe. If you didn't hear that, I was guessing that this mixture I'm putting on the yarn was a mix of saffron and cayenne. It was super milky too, which I'm not sure what was going on there when I saved that or what I was dyeing that ended up with this milky concoction, but that's what that is. I believe that's what it was anyway. And here I am searching for that darn string again. I had the hardest time this dye session looking for strings. I usually don't have that problem, but today that was definitely a problem. And now I'm leading you in to take a closer look. I was loving the way this color was turning out. And I've been contemplating recreating it. And if you go to my Instagram, I show a picture of that and you can see just how beautiful it came out. Alrighty. I just want to cover this up. It's so pretty. Oh, gorgeous. But the show must go on. Alright, so this is cayenne and fawn. This was a mixture of cayenne and fawn. Okay. And this is cayenne red. If you didn't hear that, that was cayenne. Everything's good, all the dye stock is used up, so now it's just give it a final stir, make sure all the yarn is getting touched by heat and water and dye and all that good stuff, and I'm just going to let it sit on the stove and heat set, and then I'll come back and wash it and I'll show you the final result. This is what the yarn looked like right out of the pot. It's beautiful. It has all these little rust and orange colors and some smears of black. So pretty for fall knitting, and this is the final result. I put up a question on Instagram stories about whether or not I should try to recreate this yarn, and it looks like the consensus is yes, so be on the lookout for another video of me trying to make this colorway again.